السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وصحبه أجمعين. Good morning everybody. Vice President, we wish he will join us inshallah shortly. Vice President, respected Dean, colleagues and beloved student, I wish we have a student today. It is with a great pleasure to welcome you all. And today we will have our distinguished guest, a researcher recognized among the world top 2%. Most cited scientist. This remarkable achievement reflects not only academic excellence, but also sustained contribution to knowledge innovation. It is my pleasure to welcome Professor Mohammed El-Tanani, Vice President of Research and Postgraduate Affairs and Dean of College of Pharmacy at RAKMHSU. Today's conversation is an opportunity to go beyond numbers and citation. Okay, so we will explore the journey behind this success, how strong research identity is built, how impactful ideas are developed, and how collaboration, regional, national, international, can be built and sustained, and how can young researchers and academics can learn from such an inspiring scholarly pathway. As a coordinator, me, Amani Khalil from College of Nursing, of this podcast, I am honored to facilitate this dialogue, and I want you to know that your questions are more than welcome to be introduced during the podcast, okay, or during the session, because this is the bottom line of all this session, okay? So during this dialogue, I'm honored to bring our audience closer to the experience, challenges, strategies that shape globally recognized research career. And at the end of this podcast, we will have Dr. Muna Jamal from the College of Nursing. She will collectively reflect the key insight generated from our discussion. This reflection will be organized into concise take-home message and shared with all participant attendees and those who couldn't attend today. Okay, and we will send it like later, inshallah. The aim of this to provide practical guidance that can support researchers at different stage of their academic journey. Now, Professor El-Tanani. He is an internationally recognized academic leader and researcher in clinical biochemistry, molecular pathology, cancer therapeutics, and pharmacy education. He holds a distinguished qualification from the UK, including fellowship of the Royal College of Pathologists and advanced degree from the University of Liverpool and Queen's University Belfast. Throughout his career in UAE, Jordan, UK, he has led major research centers, secured substantial international funding, contributed to high-impact publication and patents. He supported innovation, accreditation, and postgraduate programs newly developed. We are honored to have him with us today and share his valuable insight and experience. Dr. El-Tanani, please. I'm short in introducing Dr. El-Tanani. I'm so short, but I will leave the floor for him now with our first question. Okay, so we will ask Dr. El-Tanani, could you briefly share your academic and research journey and what inspired you the most to pursue a career in research and higher education? Okay, this is our first question to Dr. El-Tanani.
Thank you very much indeed. First of all, I'm humbly, I don't need any introduction, and today is not to introduce me. Today, we would like to discuss together the important thing about research and how myself humbly going to help anyone here to maybe persuade a research national and international. I'd like to start my conversation with you. I'm expected from all of you to ask any question come to your mind, and I will answer. Maybe it's not ideal answer, but this is what I know. Humbly, I'd like to say the research journey is never ever was me personally straight and easy. Is a lot of difficulties and problems and obstacles and rejection and humiliation as well in the beginning of my research career. But for me, I would like really to to say how I make this thing is learning louder for me and helping me to go in a way as expected from the society, from the science, from my leader in any institution. I usually focus about mind setting, and mind setting is the most important thing. I learned this from my uh, leaders in different institutions. I worked in Liverpool, in Queen University, in Bradford, in Jordan, here, in different institutions. I've been in, I don't know how many number of conference. I learned from each thing. Is a mindset thing is very important. And then after you do your mind setting is a discipline. Discipline is key after that because you have a feeling, left, right, center, to do something against your strategy or mind setting. And I give you example now from our life. If we like to do anything, and now we have the discipline and the strategy and our mind, our feeling is opposite of that. And if we follow our feeling, we're going to fall down. For example, now if I make diet now, that's a simple thing, and I decided to make diet. Thus, I now started to restrict my food and so on. And then I go to the kitchen and found something very interesting. Now I'm feeling okay, grab this piece of cake and this. That's it. That's a feeling. But I have to discipline. Then the resistance in after feeling the resistance, mind setting, disciplining, and after that is resistant. Then in research is a key thing is collaboration and the network. Nobody can work alone. Therefore, you have to build up the collaboration. You have to make a very good collaboration. And collaboration, in a way, is a trust. And if you can walk in the paper, but you can't walk in the trust. This is the most important thing. I remember in my life is some people or some person in somewhere in other university asking me to write a proposal for research grant to submit it in his institute overseas. I wrote this one in a good way. I sent it him. And then after that, I found he removed my name and he submitted the application, got the grant. This guy is not exist in my life again because I not trust him. How I trust him again? That's mean collaboration. And the last thing and the important thing is learning from rejection. Rejection is part of peer review. It's not reject you as a peer review, as a paper is not in the merit of the journal, as a patent is not completed, whatever is, we have to learn from rejection very well. Okay, and this is affected my journey for research, and I don't race. This is the last thing. I don't race publication because publication, whatever is a line is one line in your CV. Doesn't matter. You have one line or 30 lines, but the coherent agenda of research, that's make your identity. When the people speak national or international about you, going to know you not by publication, by your coherent research agenda. And we're going to speak about that later. Don't erase the publication. Publication is very important. I'm going to speak about it later, but is not is the main thing. Is one line in your CV. All the time, you need your identity, like your passport. The people know you from your passport. The people going to know you from your research as well.
So, Dr. Tanani, what make you like an outstanding researcher? What really motivates you to pursue through your academic, educational research pathway?
Yeah. Uh,
Maybe we have something in common with him. Okay, and we
yeah,
don't
you
know.
can ask me any question and you stop Dr. Amani and ask me. I'm here to answer you, to have the conversation with you. But what I'd like really to give you is the most important thing to success. Success is journey, but you need to focus. Number one is focus. Focus in one research niche, not in 10, not in 5, not in 6. I give you example. I was a junior assistant to professor, and the dean found me have about, at that time, 5 different PhD students, and everyone is working in different thing, right? And he told me, Muhammad, come to my office in this time. His name, Professor Patrick Johnston. He was eventually the president of Queen University, but at the time he was the dean of the college. And he told me, come, Muhammad. I said, yes. I went to his office. I said, Muhammad, you wanted to focus. You have so many research projects and niche. You need to go for one or two. I told him, okay, buddy, I will do that. And then I forget about that. And he found me the same thing. I increased the number of postdoc. I increased the thing. And he told me, come, Muhammad, in my office. This is the last time I'm going to tell you. It's like that. He's a very blunt guy. This is the last time to tell you focus about one or two. So, okay, buddy, I need time until I finish the PhD, and this is need other 2 years. But I need to see you focus about one. And then I found this when I sit down with myself. This is the important thing to focus. And then after that, I focus in only one. And my name in international belong link to this research project. I only one I take it from different angle. I've been working the same thing for 20 years, but different angle, go here and there and focus and make a very good impact in that. That's, I think that's the important thing. The other thing is build up a small team around you. You collaborate with 2, 3 people and build the trust. The other thing, target quality journal, not go for humble journal. Your data, and you're going to learn these skills. This data can be here. This data can be here. This data, I'm never going to be less than this. And then, and I can give you 100 examples for this. So many people work with me, they know that. Paper rejected from journal Impact 6, for example. I say, okay, bring this paper to me. Spend about 1 day or 2 days in this paper. I'm not major work here, there, like that, da. Put it in Impact Factor 8. I published and they came in top 1% journal. I can give you example a lot. Look for my paper in top 1% journal. Most of them like that, rejected in the beginning. After that, I take the rejection positive, build up, it changed it, and something like that. The people met me. Sometimes I told them you have to have a research pipeline. Like you are in factory, you have a production line. You have the project A, B, C, D, E, but all the projects linked together. But this is here in baby steps, here in middle, here is a bit mature, here in publication. All the time I said, submit, this one is come here, this one is come here, this one is come here, and then you start. Like you produce a material, wall, cotton, any shirt. I need to produce shirt in factory. I start by cotton, and then I process different, maybe 5 different. Is pipeline is like that. Your publication in pipeline. That's why I can publish really and have the momentum. If you haven't the momentum, you were going to publish paper or submit paper, wait 1 year until publish. And I think that's a not good practice. The last thing, you have to link your research. This is make you recognize national and international. Link your research with actual thing, with unmet need, with the student, with the postgraduate, with the society. Link, make it translational research. If your research has no impact, is again one line in your CV. Nobody care about it. That's why really the people working with me found me either I'm very keen about Rails research, at least about meta-analysis, because meta-analysis can change the practice. Also, is a real research can either help or change the practice. And when you finish, when you come mature like myself now in this stage, you said, okay, I achieved at least one diagnostic now in the clinic and one drug, and that's a big achievement. You live the rest of your life, you find this achievement, you did something very good to the society, to the patient, to whatever is environment you're going your research impact. This is the way I've been like that.
Okay, Dr. Tanani, according to our understanding, we have to have our trusted team. Okay, we have to form this team as early as possible, work together, and we have to provide our, idea for a lengthy, sustainable research program. So everybody should have the niche that Dr. Tanani talked about and build the program like step by step. Any question related to this before we go to the next level? Any question from your experience?
Please,
Like
don't
challenges you faced?
don't afraid. Don't hesitate. We are team here. I am less than any one of you. I'm here just to learn from you. We come here, maybe you say something, I'm going to learn from you. I'm not come here to give a lecture. That's why I said, I don't want to give presentation. Why give presentation repeated and repeated? We need to speak with each other to help each other. Dr. Rasha,
Thank you.
you are very brave, Doctor. Are you going to open all this?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Tanani. We are always learning from you. My question is, if students, they are insist to be their supervisor, and the topic that chosen by the student is not in the school, okay, or your field, how you deal with the student? If they are choosing topic is not in your field or not in your scope, how you are dealing with them?
Doctora, I now working in college. That's my niche. Okay? But I got requests from other people working obesity. That's not my niche. But my niche can help in this matter. Okay? I can help in the paper or in the research of obesity in my knowledge in oncology. The other thing, like in diabetes, because everything really lead to other thing. Is no anything isolated, and therefore, if student really insisted to be your supervisor, and if the project out of you, you bring other people with you, a co-supervisor, that's fine. You accept that. You're going to learn. You add to this as much as if maybe only I am a guy, I'm very restricted about this angle only. Like now we involve the people from AI. AI is rich the thing to us. I'm not an AI guy, but now I bring the people understanding AI. I'm interested in AI. For example, I wrote a paper about obesity. I'm not working obesity. And now the paper is a highly cited paper, first paper in the journal. And that's is not me. But I put my contribution in a way for the mechanism, how the obesity is happening. The same, more or less, is the same mechanism is happening in cancer. I reached the people, but I'm not rejected. So you found me, but this is in only when I reach to a certain level. When I be now a senior, and then I can add here and there and there. But in the beginning, I need to be a little bit in my niche, but
Open-minded, maybe.
yeah, but
Thinking outside the
don't worry.
box. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, answer your question, Dr. Asha. Yeah.
So sometimes some researchers, they mention example that I'm interested in such and such topics, and they give the chance for others to choose from only specific topics. So is it better to keep it open or to specify specific areas I'm interested in?
No, of course, as I said, I need to be focused about one niche. Whatever is you found yourself can contribute,
Okay, so
that's fine.
finally,
But if you found yourself useless and you're not going to do anything, it's better to apologize and maybe find other people to help better than you.
yes.
Because it's not shame as well to say sorry. I can't do that. But you need, Doctora, to build up your network. You not reject the people. You have to help and mentor the people. The mentality is me only or no, that's wrong. I like to help everyone, to include everyone. And you believe me, you will gain a lot. If you say isolation is a big problem for any scientist. If you isolate yourself, that's you're going to finish yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you,
Salam.
Dr. Tanani, for your input. I have just a small question about international collaboration and to because I have so many net. Huh? Okay. Yeah, because I have so many collaboration and I want to use that collaboration here in Iraq MSU, but they ask about what the benefit we get from there. Yeah. So this is how can I deal with that one?
Benefit from Raqqa HSU?
No, there. Like for instance, I have so many collaboration in Sweden.
Yes.
So and they are open for collaboration, but they said what they can get benefit from Raqqa MSU for them.
That's a
So
lot. I tell you one thing is
okay, thank you.
happened yesterday. All right, yesterday. Uh, um, I'm now humbly, I'm going to edit as an editor for book, several books, but one of them in oncology. And we need to co-editor. I need co-editor, all right? But this co-editor, I need a well-known, because that's Elsevier book. It's not my book. And I need a elite oncologist. And then I surprised that, who is this guy? I have a lot, but I need to find one is no rejection can happen from LCV. Then I thought about a collaborator in Leicester University. Is well known. His H index, I think, is 70 or something like that. He published Nature paper last week. And then, Allah, I swear by God, because I tell you how much is important the collaboration and international collaboration. I sent him WhatsApps. That's yesterday. Blah, blah, blah. His name is Dean Fennell. You can search about Dean, like Dean, D-N Fennell, Fennell. Dean Fennell is the most famous lung oncologist in UK. He might be one of very rare people working in mesothelioma. Is a kind of cancer in lung. And he has clinical trial and la la la. And he came in the morning, hi, Muhammad, I will be very delighted to be a co-editor with you. That's why you need to find out a way to keep this cooperation. You have to collaborate with the people international and give them the advantage. Like, say, for RACMHS, you can provide a seed funding. And we can apply for that for co-pilot study for this research project. You have to give them something, not wait until tell you this is a research project. Give them something to start the conversation about research, and then you start about this. The benefit they come now, because now it's difficult in international to get grants. But one of the things is the seed funding here. Also the facilities here. We have animal house. It's very difficult in European countries, really, to do the animal, to get the ethical approval, to get the project license, the personal license. I've been suffering, and this has come from the Ministry of Interior in any country of this. It's not from university. Now we can get it from university here. That's why there are so many advantages you can give to the international. Keep the international collaborator is very important to make international collaborators, and you keep very good relationship. I can tell you, I really treat this collaboration as marriage. I don't like really to breach in my marriage. It's the same thing. Trust 100% to do the thing as a book. Then they respect you. Dean Fennel came in the morning by WhatsApp. Mohammed, I have this project. I have this project. I will going to give a call. And
Open the door.
that's it. That's all you need. You need people behind you. That's the network. And this going to make you success. You're never going to success alone under any circumstance. If you isolate yourself with that gun, halas.
And I think, Dr. Muhammad, that the others from international collaboration, they are interested to be collaborated internationally with UAE, Germany, in other way,
Exactly.
in every way. So there should not be like
We have
some material
facilities, Doctora,
benefits.
is
Yes.
incredible. I worked in 4 or 5 different international institutions. The facilities here, I this liquid money, I never see it before. To get a seeding fund whenever you want. That's ethical approval. Dr. Rasha and Satyam finish in 2 weeks. Wallahi, I spent the 6 months to get the project license. The IRB, I told you yesterday, IRB, I spent a long time until I get the IRB. It's like that. But here is everything hands. The only thing here is problem about the consumable to come. This is the only thing, but inshallah we'll sort it out.
Thank you, Dr. Yes, Dr. Shukriya. I just want to thank Dr. Rasha for her question. I think that you have to, if I have a student thesis or dissertation coming up with their ideas, I will totally respect that and I take it because this student has a background experience that will be reflected in this research. And we have to encourage them not to put our ideas in their head, just to bring their themes and ideas. This is very nice in our program as well. Shukriya.
My question is, sometimes some of our colleagues, we are publishing paper together. However, some of them, they are still working in the same place in their own country. And they will write, instead of Raqam HSU, they will write their own university in their country. When I'm filling the Excel, shall I put like international or national? Because there is in the paper, there will be written another country, in our country, another university, our university.
There is principle here, Doctor,
Yeah.
ethical thing.
Yeah.
What the ethical thing? Now, I faced this thing around my life because I'm moving from place to place.
Yeah.
Now, I did the work in Raqam HSU.
Yeah.
These 2 years, I completed the work.
Yeah.
Then after that, I moved to somewhere else. But I used some of my time to write the manuscript and to revise the manuscript and all the thing in other institution in different place.
Mm.
Good.
Yeah.
And then for this, I have to put the two affiliation in my paper. The first affiliation is RACM HSU because the work has been done here, and the second affiliation there. This is the right way. This is the international node.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it. Anything else? You want to ask any question before
Okay.
Dr. Amani?
Okay,
Okay.
we will carry on and you can keep your question in your mind. So, research productivity is like something we worry all about with this educational load that we have and teaching. So, do you have like a practical, like, steps that we can do in order to increase our research productivity, Dr. Tanani? I know that you have been discussing this now from your previous discussion, but do you have like very specific practical steps that we can take?
A practical thing really is research really is not hobby. Is must now for all of us. It's like teaching, it's like administration, it's like everything. And it's important for me as a person, and is important to the university and to the society. Therefore, Doctora, all of us very busy, very, very busy.
Especially at the weekend.
Weekend and the other weekend, I'm busy in the weekend more than the weekdays. I really, I feel I'm a taxi driver in the weekend. I go from here to there. Of course, I have to satisfy everyone around me. But anyway, uh, but the important thing, as I mentioned, is the mind setting. I have the mind setting to keep myself active, whatever the situation. I give you an example, really. When I work with Patty Johnston, he was very blunt person, but he's very good person. He became vice chancellor, president of Queen University. Queen University have how many guy to work in Queen University? We have here 70 faculty. Maybe in Queen University, maybe 4,000, 5,000, something like that, and I've other 5,000 staff, and maybe is 30 or 40,000 student. And then by default, I start to not collaborate with him. Okay? And he told me, come on, why you not tell me about the next research and blah, blah, blah. He was a very nice guy. I told him, Patty, you are very busy. You are the president of Queens. You have time for research. I have time all my life to use day in the morning at 8 o'clock, research meeting for all his research people. We've been around the table, maybe 30 people in the seminar room have meeting with Paddy every day. And this guy, if I can tell you how much he's busy, you can't. I am busy, but I'm 1/10 of him, 1/10 of him. And he travel all the time, China, Singapore, like that, all the time. But mind setting, my research is not hobby. I have to keep my research until I die. Even Buddy Johnston passed away, God rest him. After he passed away, it's still paper, his name is there because he has a lot of projects. He got millions grants. That's why mind setting, discipline, persistence. This is the thing, and do not go with your feeling. Again, your feeling going to tell you, have a nice time, watch a video on YouTube, spend some time, play here and there, and sleep. But if your mind setting say every day in the morning, I'm going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, pray and whatever you're going to do for half an hour and start to work. And this time for my research here. And I do this. Everything is, you have to make a plan and you decide. And I can tell any one of you, decide you're going to walk 3 kilo. 3 kilo, 3.1, you're not going to bus. That's 3 kilo. Okay, I have to pay. Khalas. That's why you have to do that. You have to decide where you like to be in next 10 years, in next 20 years, not now. What I would like to be in next 10 years, and all the time you have the moment. That's the key for success.
Yes, sir. So you told me that you want to talk about more about your, sorry for that, failures, challenges, difficulties that you have been. So all of us, we have. So what kind of mistake, if it is again, you won't do it again?
Sometimes it's not your mistake. Sometimes this is the way, because you are junior, nobody knows you.
You're learning from mistakes.
And nobody knows you. Who going to give you 200,000 sterling? Who going to, or 300,000 sterling grant? Who Muhammad Tanani this? He writes this. I can tell you one story. When I started as assistant professor, I submitted grant to Wellcome Trust. I never forget this. And I get very nice comments from all the reviewers, but the grant not funded. And I was working with Charles Campbell, and Charles Campbell came to me and said, Muhammad, this is the comments. He said, I never got comment like this, Muhammad. This is excellent comment. Why not funded? No, why not funded? And then you have to think about how to find a way to get funded and build up. This is the thing. You have, the people invest in you. How I invest in you, and I don't know you're going to take this money and spoil it or not. That's a build trust with everything, Doctora. That's why it's very important to build the trust. That's why really in the beginning, I have a lot of humiliation, a lot of rejection. And then after that, I found the way. I can't work alone because the people don't know Muhammad. I have to bring the people that Wellcome trust him with me in the grant. And then I bought some people, a very good people. He don't want my grant. Is benefit to me to put his name. And I bought his name in the grant. I got 200,000 or 220,000 Wellcome grant. That's why is humiliation. Rejection for a paper, until now I get rejection. It's not a problem. It's a part of peer review, Doctora. This is a humiliation. Also, you rejected everywhere and expected. When you go high and high, you get resistant to high and high. When you be in very high, like go for a high mountain, the oxygen become less. And you need to train yourself to tolerate low oxygen. This is the way.
Okay, any question? Who wants to share his
Thank you, Professor Muhammad, for
You're
giving us
welcome,
this
Doctor.
opportunity. I would like to know about your experience in bias while you are publishing or sending, because I think most of the people here have faced this. I personally faced this earlier. I was writing a manuscript for one of my great professors. His experience was universal. He's a well-known figure. And his numbers, according to the unique operation he performed all his life, 40 years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
And he aimed at one of the well-known journals and it was rejected.
Mm.
He was very upset indeed, and he was talking about bias. I believed him. If it was from the first world country, it will be accepted in speed of light. But it is coming from other countries. So we feel that this is bias. And there are also here many examples you can see. I felt there are some bias faced your experience here, because they are, for example, they are giving you a good comments from the reviewers, and they will reject the project, and after a while maybe they will choose you as a reviewer. That's what happened.
Yeah. As life, Dr. Ali, never be straight. If it's straight, it will be easy. It's not go like that. It's go like that. But my philosophy, I'm not work by my heart at all. My heart is not here.
No emotion.
No. So I'm not thinking by my heart. I think by my mind. I upset by my mind. I be happy by my mind. By my heart is away. Because once my heart is calm, it's become problem here. Because it's going to affect everyone. That's why when you say I'm working as a professional here, I'm professional, I work by my mind with everyone. I can tell you this is happening here. You found me in my office, I become angry, but I'm not angry by my heart. I become angry by my mind, but I think by my mind. Therefore, whatever biases happen, I'm not taking it to my heart. Absolutely. I take it like a peer review, like a rejection to or bias or whatever to become better. And the people working with me here, sometimes the journal reject after review, and I can give you example, a meta-analysis paper. I invited. That's recently, and the people here can witness for that. And after that, they reject it. You know what I said, okay. Now, not my heart, my mind now, I think, okay, I need to study why it's rejected. And the people here know that. I study his email, the editor email, very well. Then I wrote a reply for him to appeal against his decision. He's the chief editor of a very big journal. Okay, that's the way. And then he accepted my appeal and the people published it. صح? But Doctor, that's why really we have to work because if I take the thing by my heart and after I finish my work 5 o'clock here, I will go home. Halas, finished. I have no place for my wife, for my children, for all of this. No. I go from my home by my mind. My heart is not there. Think, upset, and this is not against to think, and you become angry and all of the thing.
Yes, because at the end you are the expert and you know better what you have been done.
I
So you
found
respect your work, yes.
sometimes I'm shouting, but I shout by my mind, not my heart, not against you.
Thank you very much.
I'm worried about your question because you.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to worry about, because I will take you from the brightest side to the darkest one, from the excellence to the relevance, from the ideal things to the reality. Because now, just 3 questions, Professor, in short. The first one is in your experience, because you have really very rich experience. Taking from the just applying and doing the research to fulfill the requirements for seeking the impact of your research, filling gaps in the research.
Oh, yes.
This is one. So, like, for example, how you just boost your capacity and your inspiration to take it from just fulfilling the requirements, for example, in the university or whatever, to the impact of your research. The second one, one day when we were here, Professor Ali, someone asked Professor Ali about like how to increase the citations, and he mentioned something like cite me and cite you. And then Professor Ali said, it's not like that, although people are doing it. The reality is people doing this and asking for citations. So, I mean, also your experience, let alone the issue of like having right research, which by itself it will be cited. So how people can have increasing their citations in different way using multifactorial issues just to increase their citations. And the third one, which is like also critical in terms of like having the research and I mean, using the AI in facilitating the research. And, you know, now the balance between the ethical use of the AI and, you know, using the AI solely generating the research.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Okay. I take the last one and then remind me if I forgot. AI unavoidable now. Be honest. Anyone going to say, I'm not going to use AI? He back again to as Stone Age. I don't want to bring his politics here. But anyway, this is the thing. We have to, we have to use AI, and as in a responsible way and intelligent way, Dr. Ram. I use AI in my daily life. I'm not saying that that's it's something going to reduce the burden in me. And instead, I need to write every single grammatical thing in email right. I write the email, I tell him to do it, rewrite it, something like that, and then I read it again. That's your responsibility here. AI can achieve 70% of your work. But believe me, the other 30% is more important than the 70% because they can, all the 70%, one mistake, one illusion of AI in this 70% going to affect your reputation. That's why I use AI in a responsible way. I use it, and then after that, I am here as a researcher or a writer or whatever going to use for what. I have to be very careful about everything. And also here is coming the collaboration. You need to send anything to your collaborator to read, to give you even emulation. Don't worry, that's we learn, and you make the thing, you polish it, and publish. Citation, Doctora, for me, I cited very much. I tell you that the paper about obesity, that's one thing. I tell you one thing, but it's not necessary the best paper you write is the best one you got citation, or it's not in your control. I submitted paper, that's true, to cancer letter. And the people, my collaborators said, oh, that's impact factor 10, man. That's going to accept. I said, oh, I'm not a Russian paper. I found this paper is very important for the science, for the whatever, it should be having impact. They said, no, that's not going to. I said, okay. And I submitted to cancer letter. Can you imagine? Published. Sometimes I spend time and effort, like the meta-analysis said is rejected. And that's a meta-analysis. Other meta-analysis paper I did, I said that's not going to cite it much. That's a lifestyle, effect of lifestyle in cancer progression. I just say, yeah, but meta-analysis. And this is include 1.4 million participants. I said, but lifestyle is lifestyle. This is a highly cited paper. That's why you never know, doctor. You need to do your best. And this is out of your control, not fake it. That's my opinion. Don't fake it. But it's not shame to cite your paper in your reference if relevant. That's you're not against. Not say I'm not cite myself. No, I cite myself if relevant. Yani. And I need in some paper, in particular for research paper, to show we already have experience of this and already established this in my lab. I have to cite my paper. That's mean I already, before I started, I established this research. That you can trust me better as well, the editor and the reviewer. The last question, the first one you told me, I forget it. You take from me. Okay,
Yes.
that's it.
Thank you, Dr. Amar. It was a very important question, and I agree with Dr. Tanani that self-citation is part of your research journey in the first place. So you started the first descriptive study that goes into the way until the interventional study. So you have the right to cite yourself as well. You know, it is relevant to the next citation. But sometimes it is used in an ethical way. So we are not talking about this part. Thank you very much. So the questions, international collaboration. It is part for is a kind of a recipe in order to get us within the 2% highly cited researchers. Do you think? So how can we, for junior researchers, how can they start their international collaboration if they don't have it?
For the junior researcher is again is a formula. First thing is focus. Second thing is discipline, collaborate, have a very good visibility for and dissemination for your work. And the last thing, you have to have your research has impact. That's it. That's a key word. If your research has no impact, now why the people care to read it even? To bother to spend 5-10 minutes or half an hour reading. I watch a movie is better than that, or I go to walk or something like that. That's mean focus, quality. Quality is very important. Cooperation, dissemination, and impact. This is a formula. One lead to another, to other one, to other one, to other one. Focus, quality, collaboration, visibility, impact. If you follow this, you will be top 1%. Maybe you'll take Nobel Prize. This is the thing. And do not preach. Build the trust. Be trustable. I tell you one thing now, very important for our and from our life. If now you asked me for an appointment to meet me, and I told you, okay, in Costa, we're going to meet tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and I didn't come. And then you phoned me, you didn't come. I said, oh, sorry, I have this. Okay, next Friday, I will meet you 11 o'clock in Costa. And I didn't come. Are you going to believe me again? It's the same thing. You have to be really 100%. You make the effort in national and international. Be very good person, very good researcher. That's your identity. That's why it's very important, Doctor.
Yes, and start as soon as you can building your national and international research team. So you can start, and from there you can figure out the way to publish internationally, inshallah. So it's not enough, Dr. Tanani, but finally we are out about the time. But what message you would like to share with faculty community at Raqqa MHSU, regarding the future of research and motivation here in the
That's a
four
very good
colleges?
question.
Yes.
That's a great question. And I like really to say a statement. And my statement for all of you, don't underestimate your ideas. That's because I'm young and my idea is not good. No, don't underestimate your idea. Start small, baby step, but think bigger. Think very big. As I said, it's not shame to start small, and it should be like you driving a manual car. You can't go for the third gear, first gear, second gear, third gear, and like that. But start small, think big, collaborate, discipline, resistance, and also have your work to have impact first in your institution. RAC MHSU, this is number one to put it in your eyes when you do the research. Have some to impact in RAC MHSU, visibility of RAC MHSU. Forget about yourself. In visibility very much. When you make thing visible, make it benefit. Not to say I am here only. No, I am here. What? The people not read it. You not find any impression about that. But make impact in whatever. If you go for LinkedIn, summarize one paper, summarize a group of paper, show them how I link the work together for 5-6 paper together to come now and like that. Make a very useful video to show how the impact of your research to be useful in industry in here and there and there. That's the main, and collaborate. And also I'd like to say, don't really give your time only for yourself. This is like a charity. You have also to give time for the junior people. You have to give them time and mentor them and supervise the student. And this should be impacting student, your work in student, in society, in postgraduate, in our. And the last thing is the research is not one line in your CV. Research and publication is not one line in your CV. It should be include all I mentioned before.
Yes, I totally agree, Dr. Tanani. We have to know our research priority in UAE and in the Middle East, and based on that, we can build our scientific merits in our research, program. So think about not research project, think about research program that I will build, and I have like one niche and one major idea that have this scientific merits. Thank you, Dr. Tanani. Any question at the end we can cover before we are done? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we will have now Dr. Muna. She will join us now to make this kind of summary to take message at home. And Dr. Muna Muhammad, she's from the College of Nursing, Associate Professor of Adult Health Nursing, RAC MHSU. She served as an associate editor for serving leading Q1 nursing journal, including International Journal of Nursing Practice, International Nursing Review, and Sage Open Nursing, and also hold editor board position at BMC Nursing and Plus One. In addition, she actively served as a peer reviewer for numerous high-impact international journals. Today, Dr. Muna has published more than 50 international papers in high-impact nursing journal, and her scholarly achievement are reflected in her Scopus Index. I'm so proud of her. She's my colleague, and this is the researcher we are always looking forward to be.
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr.
Muna, thank
Amani.
you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much, Dr. Tanani, for your insightful and fruitful discussion to help all of us. And thank you, Dr. Amani, for all of these questions that you built to help and improve this discussion. Actually, I will summarize within 5 minutes what our Professor Dr. Tanani discussed for build and improve our research productivity. The first point, a lot of challenge we will face in our journey, but you can base them through your mindset, how you can change your mindset and make your mindset improved and open mindset, disciplined, persistent. I will use the same terms or the same words from what Professor Tanani mentioned. Building effective collaboration, learn from rejection. Don't just take the rejection as bad points, just you should learn from the rejection. Your research equal your identity or equal your passport. So your research, which topic you select, what is your scope, this is your identity in your CV. Also, to success, focus on one research area or one scope to have a lot of research there and build your trust team. Build up small trust and cooperative team, and this is actually so important point for all of us to build small team and cooperative team. Link your research with significant and global needs and problems, so you will find a lot of citations and your research will be visible globally. Again, about his mindset we discussed. Yeah. Here about the citation, it is not something bad, or it is not unethical to cite yourself. You can cite yourself if your paper still relevant in the same area, so you can cite yourself. Also, you can disseminate your paper. You should disseminate your manuscript, your paper, for all of the globes. So like LinkedIn, it's a lot of, we have many, and for sure for here in our institution, we have the institution platform also. So you will find your research will be visible around the world. Yeah, the citation, we discussed it. First, you should focus, discipline, and collaborate globally, national and international. Disseminate and make your research with the impact after the national. After that, all of the national and international collaboration will come one by one. Actually, it is a journey. The research, it is like a journey. So you will start with a small step and build up all of these steps. You will find later on within, but it is not a small journey or short journey. It is need to have like a long plan to within 5 years, my citation or my research will be globally cited, and my citations or my H index will be improved within 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, whatever your plan. So the research is as a journey. Again, thank you for Professor Tanani, thank you Professor Amani, and thank you for all of you. Assalamu alaikum.
At the end, I wish you Eid Mubarak and happy weekend and Jum'ah Mubarak, inshallah. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.